Okay, my friends, so basically the best way to do these kinds of calculations, and actually a ton of statistical calculations, is right in Excel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Ernie's scores. We're doing Ernie's, right? I think we're doing Ernie's right now. Ernie's scores. And I'm going to label them right under here. We're going to do 80, 81, 83, 79, and 82. Okay, beautiful. Now, all of the calculations we've done so far, we can do right in Excel. We can find, for example, the average. Let me try spelling it right. Average. We can find the median. We can find the mode. We can find the MAD. You know, I'm going to call that though the mean average deviation. We can even find the standard deviation. I'm going to not type that just yet because of, well, we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so first of all, let's do the average. To find the average of a data set, you start by typing an equal sign. And then you type average, A-V-E-R-A-G-E. You hit left parentheses, and then you select the data you want to find the average of. Boom, hit close the parentheses, boom, you're done. You get 81. Now, you already calculated that one, which was awesome. Now, median, same exact thing as average, except you type median instead of typing average. So I'll do that right here, equals median. And then you grab the data. And all I'm doing when I grab it is I click in the first cell and then hold the left click and then let go. I think with Macs, is it a... Well, I don't know what it is for a Mac. So if anybody has a hard time figuring it out for a Mac, just send me an email or drop it on a Zoom. We'll figure it out. Median, 81 for Ernie. Beautiful. Mode equals mode. And something interesting is going to happen here because there isn't one. I believe it says not applicable. Yep. The old not applicable error, which just means that there isn't a mode. If there was a mode, like for example, if there were two 81s, you'd see it. Whoops. If there were two 81s, you'd see the mode pop up to be an 81, but that's not an 81, that's an 80, so it's not applicable. Mean average deviation, this has got a weird name. It's equals avdev, and then you select the data again. Get the trail of marching blue ants. There's that 1.2 you got before. Okay, now, standard deviation. There are actually two different standard deviations depending on if you have a population or if you have a sample. I'm going to briefly introduce this. Standard. I'm just going to copy that down and then change this to sample. Okay. This is a little bit twisty, but we can make it make sense. Standard deviation of a population. The formula in Excel is STDEV P. See that P right there? Returns the entire population. So if you select that and then select the data, it's going to tell you the average is 1.4 and then blah, blah, blah. It's a square root, so it goes on forever. But that's that number that you saw in the previous video. How about the sample? Well, equals STDEV, it's STDEV, very, very strange. With the .s, select the data, 1.58 and some change. Okay, why are there two measures? Why is one from a population and one from a sample? Okay, I'm going to give you the quick 30-second blowdown here, and then we're going to give you an optional video later on to watch that'll dive deeper. You don't need to know this, but some students are very, very interested in why we have two of these things. First of all, here are the two formulas for the standard deviation of the population and the standard deviation of the sample. Notice they look exactly the same, except one of them involves Greek letters, which stand for the parameter values, which would make sense because if you're dealing with an entire population, you're going to have parameters. That's mu for the average, and little sigma. That's a Greek letter S, sigma, for standard deviation, and also a capital N, which is the population size. Okay. Now, in reality, you very, very rarely have that. In reality, you have a sample. That's this formula over here. Notice it has sample statistics, X bar, sample average, little s, that is the sample standard deviation letter that statisticians use, little s, and then little lowercase n for the sample size. Now, please notice the denominator of the standard deviation in the sample is n minus 1, not n. You're dividing by one less than the sample size. Mathematically, if you're dividing by a smaller number, it's going to make the number itself larger, which is why our standard deviation of our sample is larger than the standard deviation of the population. Now, why is it n minus 1? Like I said, I'm going to give you an optional video to watch later to kind of dive into there and look. The big takeaway, though, is generally speaking, you're going to be off on the sample, and making the sample standard deviation larger allocates some of that offness and kind of covers your butt a little bit in how you're talking about your sample. There's a much more mathematical reason that I don't want to get into in this video because this video is already pushing 7 minutes and I don't want to get any crazier than that. The biggest takeaway, though, no matter what of these three measures of variation you use, is that when you measure deviation using one of these three measures, you're always measuring the average distance of the data points from the average of the data set. That's the interpretation of any of these measures of deviation. It's the average distance the data points are from the mean of the data set. Excel just gives us a very, very convenient way of getting these numbers. And what's so cool is, for Bert, what are Bert's numbers? I forget what Bert's numbers are. I think he had like a 68, he had 100. Did he have 100? He may have. Maybe a 94, a 91. I gotta go look. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. He had a 68, he had an 82, he had a 94, he had a 61, and he did have 100. My memory did not serve incorrectly. And what's so cool is now all the statistics update automatically because they're tied to these cells. That's one of the powerful things about using a spreadsheet. And not just Excel, you could use Sheets or any other kind of spreadsheet too if you want. Okay, don't get too hung up in the formulas. Most of the time you're going to have a sample, so use the sample standard deviation. The big thing, though, is what is that measure telling you? It's telling you the average distance data points are from the average. All right, let's keep going.